Hi there, it's Darlene. I hope you're doing well. So, this is a Reddit post I made over a year ago, and it's on Freedom Accelerator, which is a Jonathan Montoya program, but it has generated all kinds of discussion under it, but none of it is about the Jonathan Montoya program. It's all about Freedom Accelerator by Paul Hilse, and it is a YouTube automation course. And there is quite the healthy debate here, I'll tell you. And this came to my attention about a month ago, right? But I didn't really do anything about it. Well, tonight, some asshole sent me this. He says, "Hello, I wanted to warn you about something." I'm like, "All right, go ahead." He's like, "Your account might get banned because of this post," and it's this post you're looking at there. "It's better if you delete it. Have a nice day." So then you can see, okay, here's my emails coming in, and it's just hit after hit after hit on that account of just making all kinds of weird claims and everything. So I reported them as spam and as an AI bot attack, all of them. And that's still up and it's just fine. But who else is going to try and do this except for someone attached to that frigging Paul Hilse program? Yeah. So, here's a review I was going to do. And it's not very pretty, I'll tell you that. So, as I said, this was brought to my attention about a month ago. And so I decided, well, what the heck? I'm going to go in for one of the sales calls because this is YouTube automation, not affiliate marketing. These people don't even know me. So what is YouTube automation? Oh, well, you're told you're only going to have to spend a half an hour a day. You're going to be making tons of money just through Google AdSense. You're not going to have to show your face, and you're not going to have to do any sales. And you'll have this channel that's just cranking out the money for you, and it's all passive income. Ugh, the passive income lie again. Ugh. Well, I looked into this program, and it's got a lot of red flags. Actually, I looked into it about a month ago, and I've just been sitting on it. As I said, I haven't been doing anything. Until tonight, I felt the need to make a video. Yeah. So last month, I went deep undercover. Red flag number 1. How is it that a guy who has apparently made a crap ton of money doing YouTube automation, why doesn't he have any kind of a presence on YouTube? He advertises it over on Instagram. I'd like to call that thing scamagram over there. Ugh. So I opted into his funnel and went through, and here's what I found. I'm going to be showing you what I found, and I'm also going to be showing you the real live, what other people thought about it on that Reddit article, and so you can hear the actual discussion and what these people are actually like. It's eye-opening, I'll tell you. So I went on one of those actual book a call, when you have to call and talk to the salesman, who was very nice, I must say. But I thought, okay, well, I'm sure these people don't know me, so because this is YouTube automation, not affiliate marketing. So, alrighty then. So in order to portray the ideal customer, I became a grandma, or a retired grandma rather, with 3 grandkids, a deceased husband who left me with a fair bit of money, I'll tell you, but that I'd like to see stretched by making some extra money on the side, online, something I can do at home, so I can spend lots of time with my grandkids, and I want something easy to do. So basically, I am every scammer and salesman's wet dream of a customer, because they're going to go ka-ching, ka-ching. The old lady's got some money and she's willing to spend it. Hello. Yeah, so I had that entire interview, which I found pretty interesting. I think I'm going to have to do that tomorrow night, though. I don't think I'm going to have time to do it tonight, but I've got plenty of other stuff to show you on this. So first of all, what do these faceless videos look like? Well, we've all watched them. Do you remember on TV the show How It's Made? You never saw the narrator. There was never a talking head. All you were seeing was stock footage and then pictures and some video that wasn't of them. It was just some, video that they had collected, news outlets and such like that. And now with AI, they can do even so much more. So, how will you be doing these faceless channels? Well, here is an excerpt from the sales video, and Paul Hilse describes it. Please subscribe.
Exactly what this means. What does YouTube automation actually mean? I'll show you the exact framework of how to get started, how to build it from absolute scratch. So I've implemented this process myself, the YouTube Profits Framework. And on one of my channels, we generated over $100,000 in 1 month. This is not a year, guys. This is 1 month, and it's all profit, okay? Because our overhead costs, I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but our expenses are very, very low, and the profit margins are super high, right? We're talking about 95% profit margins. So what you see is what goes into your pocket. And we can make $100,000 profit on YouTube without making any videos. How is that possible? You might be scratching your head like, how is that possible? You're kidding me? You can make over $100,000 a month on YouTube without making any videos. This is how it's possible. These are the channels that we create. This is a channel, one of the biggest channels on YouTube, actually. It's called Brightside. And this is not my channel, but this is a prime example of the type of channels that we create. Okay, so 42 million subscribers. It's called Brightside. If you guys check it up, a lot of subscribers and a lot of views on this channel. And as you can see, their videos, one of their top videos in the past month was "Your brain will be grateful for these 18 riddles." And guess how many views it got? It got 2.1 million views. That's a lot of views. And this video itself essentially doesn't have a personality, doesn't have a person standing in front of a camera recording videos. You've seen these videos before, I'm sure. You came across this. It's a voiceover in the background speaking, and essentially there's a script, a voiceover, and edit. They compile it together and they post it on their channel. But the thing is, the owner of the channel isn't actually creating the content, guys. They're outsourcing the content to people overseas, okay? So these are the 4 steps. Did I skip a slide? Yep. These are the 4 steps to making 6 figures with YouTube automation. Number 1, you pick a profitable niche. Okay, you pick a topic that people love, and we teach you exactly how to do that in these next few days. Number 2, we outsource the video creation to teams overseas. So instead of creating the script, the voiceover, and the editing ourselves, we have other people do these, very tedious tasks for us. Because the most difficult part about being a content creator is creating the content itself, right? But if you take that process out of the equation, you have other people do it for a very cheap price. Matter of fact, the whole entire process is going to be super, super easy. So that's step 2. And we teach you step-by-step process on where to find these people, how to vet them, and actually how to pick the best people for your team so that they know how to create this content. And number 3 is launch your faceless channel. Okay, so this is called the faceless channel because you're not showing your face, right? All the content is outsourced, and we're going to teach you how to launch it so you have a solid foundation for massive, massive growth. And number 4 is post your videos and collect passive income. That's it, guys. That's it. It only takes 4 steps to make 6 figures of passive income with YouTube. And of course, this is an oversimplification, but this is essentially all it is, right? This is all it is that you have to do. Pick a profitable niche, outsource the content, and then essentially post those videos on your channel and collect passive income after you generate thousands of views. How amazing is this, guys? If you guys are excited, type into the chat 6 figures. If you guys are excited about this business model.
So I'm just going to walk you through the obvious red flags I'm catching from this. Now, so going back to here where he's showing screenshots of how much money he's making supposedly. Now, he shows just this one in this particular video, but I have seen others. But the dates, like you see down at the bottom there, the dates are always from like 2020, 21, and 2022. Nothing very recent at all. Why would that be? Now, The salesman that I talked to said that he's been doing this business for about 4 years. So that means that he probably made his money in doing this around 2020. What happened in 2020? Oh, it's the great COVID crisis. Everybody's at home, everybody's trying to make money. So, of course, and YouTube exploded at that time too. So I'll bet he did make bank with some of these faceless channels. But if he didn't keep up with them, where are they now? So I would say that he made money on that for a couple of years. And then now he's making money by selling the course on how to do this. Because as I say, my huge thing here is if he has all these channels that he's telling us that he has, why isn't he using them as prime examples? Why isn't he sitting here going, hey, look at my channel, this here one or that there one or ba 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 ba. And when I show you the Reddit post, none of this one guy especially is standing up for it, and nobody is saying, hey, this is my channel. None are pointing at anybody that has a channel. In fact, when he's using the channel as an example in this, listen to how he actually introduces it.
This is how it's possible. These are the channels that we create. This is a channel, one of the biggest channels on YouTube, actually. It's called Brightside. And this is not my channel, but this is a prime example of the type of channels that we create.
Excuse me? WTF? This is not my channel, but this is a great example of whether. Don't show me a great example. Show me one of your channels. Or show me one of your students. I mean, you go through their freaking sales page, and he's got all kinds of people saying how wonderful he is and everything. Okay, show me what channels you've got. Show me any examples. And it was like pulling teeth until I finally got 4 examples, and none of which can I verify that they actually took Paul Hilse's course. And I couldn't, and they would not give me any example of one that he had actually done himself that is still going. No way. If he was still doing it, if he was still any good at it, I am sure he'd be out there pointing everybody at it, going, yeah, this is my channel. Watch it. You know? Any fool would. Why isn't he? Fact of the matter is that these big channels like Brightside, they have a whole team of people working for them. Not the cheapest people you can get off of Fiverr that are working overseas. They've got really good people working for them. People that they pay good money to, that are writing this stuff, that are doing the voiceovers, that are, oh my God, doing the AI and all this. Do you really think you can compete with a channel like this? And what's really, really, really killing me about this is, I know I've got my own little crappy YouTube channel, and you should not compare what I'm doing, because I'm not doing faceless. This is a completely different thing, and I'm not trying to make money. So, but I do know about having to do a YouTube channel. And you think that if you're like a new person, you've never done this before in your life, and you're going to go in and you think you're going to supervise the lowest common denominator of script writer and editor and voiceover person and this and that, and you're going to get the cheapest ones you can find, and you're going to be able to pull it all together and have great videos? Quiet. God. How good do you think that quality is going to be? And how much money is it going to cost you? Well, we should actually have a look at the costs right now, because they are substantial. So you will never find anywhere in their sales materials that they will ever tell you how much this thing costs. And that's because it's completely shocking. For a 6-month Okay, for 6 months of, well, you get the course. Okay, you get the course when you buy into it. But then you get either a 6 month or 1 year package, which gives you access to all of their Zoom calls, which seems that there's a few a week, and then also access to their community so that you can, ask other people that are in there questions and interact with them as well. For a 6 month and only 6 month, this is going to be $6,800. Oh, yeah. And then after that 6 months, you will still have access to the course materials, but not to the community. Well, what if you want it for a year, you might say? How much is that going to cost? That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be $10,000. And I think when they were telling me about it, that they said that this was reduced by $1,000. I don't know. Well, and you tried to throw some fake scarcity in there too, which, oh yeah, right, whatever. Now, they have this guarantee that if you don't make $10,000 in your first 6 months, they'll keep working with you until you do make it. So I would only pay for the 6 months, frankly, because I don't think you're going to be making that in your first 6 months. Also, let's have a look-see at your expenses. I was told that you're going to have expenses of about $400 a month, which makes sense because you've got to pay all these people. From what I've been reading, it can go a bit higher than that, though, but let's keep it at $400. Times 6 months gives you $2,400. Then plus you're going to have to give that $6,800 out. There's $9,200. Now, you'd better make $10,000 in that 6 months, or else you're out $9,200. That's a lot of money to have out there. And then what do you do if you don't make it back? Well, I guess you just keep spending and spending and spending and hoping that your channel will take off. And then I asked the salesman, well, what kind of a success rate do you have? And he said, oh, we have a 75% success rate. And I'm like, really? Well, what are your metrics? And he's like, oh, well, that's how many people get monetized. Monetized is 1,000 subscribers. That is nothing. That's not going to be making you big bucks. And he's like, well, once you're monetized, it just takes off from there. No, it does not. No, it doesn't. And the competition is hideous. Now let's look at this first-hand account, and this is just one of the comments under that Freedom Accelerator review over on Reddit here. And this guy is giving his first-hand account of what he went through. He says the Freedom Accelerator program was very, very good. Lots of great information, onboarding, and coaching calls from the entire team. The course is set up as just that, a video course you watch. Paul and his team, Maria, Martin, etc., onboard and train and hold accountability meetings. They walk you along the way for all you need to do. My results. I launched my YouTube channel in April of 2024. In March of 2025, 1 year later, I have 33 total published videos in an NBA niche, 643 subscribers, 41,300 views, 1.1 million impressions, and an average view duration of 3 minutes 59 seconds across my channel. Not monetized yet. I have 2,732 public watch hours. 3,000 total is the goal for eligibility. 4,000 is the goal to start collecting. Yeah, and he needs 1,000 watch hours as well, 1,000 subscribers, and he only has 643. So that's an entire year. So now he is a bit behind on his total published videos, the 33. He's supposed to have done one per week, but I mean, hello, that's not that bad. But that would have been 52, but still. And then he says, was it worth it? I don't know. For someone who is not familiar with YouTube, content creation, marketing, building a team, coaching, 100% I would say yes. I have been exposed to all of these, running a videography business, involved in many marketing, coaching, content businesses as well, so this was right up my alley. $7,500 investment was not worth it for me, but I'm glad that I did it. Side note, they do use a firm which you can take up to, I believe, a 36-month payment plan with no interest. Oh, I can only imagine being on a payment plan and doing this. That would be crushing. Negative. I did not know and was misled by starting thinking that the course was for a lifetime once you buy. That is not the case. Below, I have an email thread with their customer support saying that after 6 months, the coaching and calls are all terminated. They apparently say you have access to the course videos forever, but time and time again, trying to join, I was declined membership access. You see that the course went after that 6 months. You get punted out of that school group, and then you're supposed to get access to another school group that has just the course and no community. But he's saying he was unable to even get into that one. Overall, the course is definitely legit, a great school community of people, but results do vary and there is some misleading in the time frame. If you want to make an investment into yourself, grow a legit business, and have not had any experience before with video editing, hiring others, running a business, I would say go all in. If you have a background familiar with YouTube, building a team, etc., it might not be worth it, specifically for the 6-month limited access. If it was a lifetime program, I would be all in on you saying make the investment. Money. From when I got started until March of 2025, I have invested a total of $12,083.50 into this business. $7,500 on the course, $4,583.50 on my team, script writers 2, voiceover artist, video editors 2. I edit my own thumbnails, so no thumbnail editor. Am I $12,083.50 in the negative? Yes, but I'm grinding it out, staying consistent and continuing because 1, I love my niche, 2, I'm passionate about YouTube, 3, have come to love the team we've built. Plus, at some point, it's going to explode. Best of luck to you. So this has been my experience, and it's greatly varies. YouTube is a very difficult game to get into as I talk to people around the industry, but once you know how to play the game and you start getting paid, it can be very well worth it. Hope this helps, and good luck on everyone's endeavors. And then he gives an update and he says he can't put the email thread on Reddit, which really sucks. I would have loved to have seen that. And although I encouraged him to reach out to me, he never has. But thank you so much for that, Tyler. Do appreciate it. So that gives you a bit of an idea there, right? Now, Matthew Mills here, he's not specifically talking about Paul Hilse's program, and the one he's talking about obviously worked a wee bit different. You might notice some of these differences in the beginning, but what he's saying overall is exactly what I feel about, this whole idea of YouTube automation and paying other people when you haven't done it yourself and all the problems that you're going to get into.
Now, the first problem with YouTube automation is that it's incredibly oversaturated. If you want to enter in YouTube automation as a single person, an individual, you are going to be competing with tons and tons of companies also entering the YouTube automation space, where the people that are trying to sell you the courses have entire teams dedicated to create channels in a number of different niches, and they have their little fingers in every single pie, and they know how to do it better, and they know how to do it very well. So you are directly competing with them, but you have no chance because they have all the connections. They have the stable line of income, which is something that I'll talk about why that's so important in the future. And it's just incredibly difficult to enter a market this freaking saturated when everyone and their grandmother is trying to make a channel that just makes them free money with YouTube automation, a cash cow channel. It's not realistic, and I'll tell you why. This is the second reason why you shouldn't do a YouTube automation channel. It's because it's freaking expensive. It's not cheap hiring an editor, hiring someone to create your thumbnails, hiring someone to do SEO, hiring someone to freaking record really high quality scripts. That's not realistic to get on a small budget. right? It's just not realistic. And if you do cut corners, if you do cut out a lot of the cost involved with a lot of these people, then your competitive advantage is gone. The editing is going to be bad. The voiceover is going to be bad. The script's going to be not engaging. And your content's just going to freaking die. So you either invest a ton of money hoping that it's going to work by giving you a competitive advantage because your content's engaging, and maybe it works, and you spent a ton of money and you can't do it for very long because you're just throwing cash at it. Or you go the other route where you're basically cutting every single cost possible to save money, but then your content might never go anywhere and you're just stuck there, spent all that money on a channel that has 1,000 subs and zero revenue to speak of. Now, this is a third thing that you need to understand about YouTube automation, is that creating a team that you can rely on is very, very difficult. Editors are unreliable. Voiceover artists are unreliable. The scripts might be sloppy or great. And especially if you don't have a lot of experience in YouTube, or you don't have experience creating content yourself, it's very hard to identify how much effort people are putting in, how much quality people are putting in. And if you want to have an editor that works with you, like there's problems, but you're like, okay, these are fixable, and you work with the editor to fix these problems, and then they dip out on you, or they go and they mercenary for someone else, then your content is the same. And you're basically having to work with a ton of different people. It's like if you were trying to sell a drink product and your factory changed like every freaking month. Like one day there was this quality control issue, but now this next day it got fused with a different drink, or the quality controls all over the place, and you're the one that has to scramble like a chicken with their heads cut off, trying to fill in those gaps. And if you don't know how, or you just don't have the time because you think that YouTube automation is something that's so easy, you don't have to spend time on it because you can just dump money at it and everything will work out, you're wrong. And it's not going to work out for you in the way that these people that are trying to sell you courses about YouTube automation make it seem like. They make it seem like it's so easy and that it's going to work and it's going to be super, super simple to rake in this cash as a passive job that can just like quickly out earn your main job. It's not going to work like that. It's just absolutely not. And this leads me directly to the fourth and most important aspect of this. If you are someone that is trying to grow a YouTube automation channel, you need to stop thinking about a channel like it's a channel. Sure, it's a YouTube channel. We get that. But YouTube channels are actually businesses. You are creating a business. When you create a YouTube channel, you are providing a service that creates you money because the money is paid in the form of sponsors or advertisement, and you are making that money. It is a business that you are owning. Let me ask you this. Would you ever start a freaking, a restaurant if you never cooked before? Would you start a merch company if you don't have an eye for fashion or an eye for what looks good? Would you just dump money at something that you have zero expertise in because you think it's going to be easy? And I'm telling you that YouTube is harder than all those things because of how quickly YouTube changes. The game is different from year to year to year. The content that works today will not work a year from now. And if you are someone that has no knowledge about the content process, you don't know how to edit, you don't know how to create content or script ideas or adapt your content. If you can't do those things and you're leading a ship telling other people what to do, and you don't know even what direction to give them if things go wrong. You don't know how to pivot the ship. If a piece of content does really well, you don't know how to pivot towards that goal or pivot away from things that aren't working. Adapt your content. And that's the thing about YouTube is incredibly fickle. If you are someone that cannot adapt and cannot navigate the landscape of YouTube, your automation company could easily fail and there's nothing you could do about it because you don't know how to actually navigate the boat. You've never been a creator and you're someone that is just buying into a course hoping that it's incredibly easy and you can jump face first into YouTube automation and just start racking in money. It's not reliable. It's not going to happen in the same way. You need to develop skills. You need to develop the things that can create content.
And I completely agree with him. If you want to learn you need to learn. First of all, you need to learn this stuff yourself. But if you want to learn about it, then simply type it in the YouTube search. It's how to make faceless YouTube videos. And there is just all kinds. Some are better than others, obviously, but there is just so much information here and it's all for free. You do not have to pay anything. But it takes time. And nobody wants to take any time, right? They'd rather have it all instant and just throw a pile of money at it and hope that it's there. But it's not. I would never do this, guys. I would never put that kind of money to it, but even if I had it, but if you do have that kind of money and this is what you want, go for it. But for the rest of us, if you really want to try it, I would give it a go, but do it for free first. See how it goes, and then decide if you want to throw a pile of money into a course like this. And actually, there's some fairly decent courses out there for free as well. So, yeah, just have a look around out there. Now, of course, if you do have buckets of money that you want to throw towards this and you do want to learn how to do it and automate it, then this course might be for you. But I still say you need to learn some of the skills yourself first. But either way, realize that there is no easy way for this to happen. I mean, just throwing bucket loads of money at this isn't going to make it work for you, as that one person, the one reviewer, did mention. And I showed you how much it was going to cost as well. I just cannot see how it's going to work for anybody. But hey, that one fellow did say that the course was excellent and that the coaching and then the community was excellent. So it's completely up to you, of course. I just lay out the facts in front of you. And as I say, I will be making at least one more video on this. This video, it's a standalone video. You don't actually need to watch any other videos about this from me, but I will be, just because I'm finding a few things about this to be very, very interesting. And I'd love to show you guys, if you want, the book a call that I did with that salesman. That was pretty interesting, some of his assertions. So I shall see you again real soon. Darlene out.